You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here, and we get to cover another anime movie from 2006 for today's anime review is The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is a 2006 Japanese anime science fiction romance film produced by Madhouse and directed by Mamoru Hosoda and written by Satoko Okudera. Released by Kadokawa Herald Pictures, the film is a loose special sequel to the 1967 novel of the same name by Yasutaka Sui and shares the basic premise of a young girl who gains power of time travel and repeatedly relives the same day in the time loop, but with a different story and characters than the novel. Risa, Risa Naka voices teenager Makoto Kono, who learns from Kazuko Yoshiyama, Makoto's aunt, and the protagonist of the original story, that Makoto has the power to travel through time. Makoto begins using the time leaps frivolously to fix problems. So, without any further ado, let's review the anime movie, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. At Kuranose High School in Tokyo, Japan, 17-year-old Makoto Kono discovers a message written on a blackboard and ends up inadvertently falling upon a walnut-shaped object on her way home. She is ejected into a railroad crossing when the brakes on her bicycle fail and is hit by an oncoming train, but finds herself transported back to the point in time when she was riding her bicycle right before the accident, and after entered the Tokyo National Museum to meet with Kazuko Yoshiyama. She explains to Makoto after hearing her story that particularly how you expect. So after hearing her story that she now has the power to time leap, particularly to literally leap through time at first. Makoto uses her powers to avoid being late, perfect getting grades, and even relieve a single karaoke session for several hours, but soon discovers actions can adversarially affect others. Otherwise, we wound out with either Kirk Cameron saving Christmas or Care Bear's Nutcracker. Anyway, so consequently, Makoto uses most of her leaps frivolously to prevent undesirable situations from happening, including an awkward love confession from her best friend Chiaki Mamiya. Makoto realizes that she has a numbered tattoo on her arm, indicating the limited number of times she can time leap using remain time leaps. Makoto attempts to make things right for everyone. When Chiaki calls Makoto to ask if she has been time leaping, uses her final time to leap to prevent Chiaki's call. In the meantime, Makoto's friend Kosuke Tsuda and his new girlfriend Kaho Fujitani borrow her faulty bike. Makoto attempts to stop them, but because she had just used her final leap, she is unable to rescue them from the train. With a perfect certain topic, and otherwise we wound out to the problems of Kirk Cameron saving Christmas or Bambi. But anyways, a moment later, Chiaki freezes time, telling Makoto that he is from the future. He explains that the walnut-shaped object is a time-traveling device. Also, it could have been almost could have been like a time travel leap version of Back to the Future, except you have to leap through time traveling with a time traveling device and the process. And Wallace, of course, we'll get to mention that in just a moment. And he used it to leap through time, hoping to see a painting that is being restored by Kazuko. It been destroyed in the future. While walking with Makoto in the frozen city, Chiaki also explains why he stayed longer in her time frame than he originally planned. Consequently, he used his final leap to ensure Kosuke's existence and has stopped time to only to explain to Makoto now that he is unable to return to his own time period and having revealed his origins and the nature of the item that allowed Makoto to leap through time, Chiaki must leave. Makoto then realizes she loves him. True to his words, Chiaki disappears once time resumes. Initially distraught by Chiaki's disappearance, Makoto discovers that Chiaki's time leap inadvertently restored her final time leap. Chiaki had leaped back to the time before Makoto used it. Makoto uses it to safely leap back to the moment right after she originally gained her powers. When Chiaki still had his remaining time leap recovery, this used up time travel device. She explains her knowledge of everything as she shows the device to Chiaki. Makoto vows to ensure the painting's existence so Chiaki can see it in his area. Before Chiaki departs, he tells Makoto he will be waiting for her in the future. When Kosuke asks her where Chiaki went, she says he went to study abroad and she has made a decision about her own future, as you notice, if you will. And that's my review on The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Speaking of which, because the interesting thing about Chiaki had explained about the walnut shaped object which is a time traveling device. If you compare that to Back to the Future, which is an also comparison where similarities was of course Back to the Future basically has the time traveling car which Doc Brown and Marty McFly uses. Of course, Chiaki doesn't do that. Of course, he does have a time traveling device to leaping through time for the girl in the anime The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, especially. For the release of for the thing about The Girl Who Leapt Through Time was released on July 15, 2006, around the same time as other animes in general, and had received positive reviews. The film won numerous awards, including the Japan Academy Prize for Animation of the Year. The English version was licensed and produced by Kadokawa Pictures US, with dubbing supplied by Ocean Productions and released by Bandai Entertainment in 2008. And once but re-released by Funimation in 2016 as well. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time was released to a small number of theaters in Japan, taking in approximately 30 million yen at this point, as it was $3 million US in the budget. The film received limited advertising as opposed to other animation features, but word of mouth and positive reviews generated interest at Theater Shinjuku for days in a row. Filmgoers filled the theater with some even stand to watch the film. Following this distribution company, Kadokawa Herald Pictures increased the number of theaters showing the film across Japan and submitted the film for international festival consideration. North American distributor Bandai Entertainment premiered the film in North America on November 19th, 2006 at the Waterloo Festival for Animated Cinema and on March 3rd, 2007 at the New York International Children's Film Festival. The movie received a limited release in the United States, being shown subtitled in Los Angeles in June and in Seattle in September. And also an English dub version was shown in New York City in July. Its Boston area showings in August were subtitled at this point, if it was either English dubbed or dubbed in its original Japanese with English subtitled at this point. The film also has premiered in the UK as part of the Leeds Young People's Film Festival on April 2nd, 2008. The film was made available on cable VOD, which is particularly video on demand, on December 1st, 2010 throughout the United States on numerous major cable systems, such as Comcast, Time Warner, and Cox, among others, by VOD distributor Asian Media Rights under the Asian Crush label. And also, in South Korea, it released in June 2007. The film grossed about 6,666 $6,664, $1,000, and $9,064 and $500 in South Korea, which is basically money in South Korea. The critical response, because the reviewer aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes reported an 88% approval rating based on the 16 reviews, with an average rating of 6.7 out of 10 at the site's consensus. An imaginative and thoughtfully engaging anime film with a highly effective visual design, the coming-of-age comedy drama has met at inventiveness to spare. And also, Justin Savakis of the Anime News Network praised the film for its absolute magic. Savakis felt that the film has more in common with the best shoujo manga than author Yasutaka Tsutsui's other work, Paprika. He said that the voice acting has the right amount of realism for the film. Ty Burr of the Boston Globe praised the film's visuals and pace. He also compared the film to the works of Studio Ghibli. Nick Pickerton of The Village Voice said, "There's a real cinnamon, there's a real craftsmanship for how the film sustains its senses of summer prequietude at sun-soaked haziness through a few carefully reprised motifs, three-cornered games of catch, mountainous cloud formations, classroom still lifes." Pinkerton also said that the film is the equivalent of a sensitivity read from the young adult shelf, and there's not wrong with that. Author Yasutaka Uitsui praised the film as being a true second generation of his book at the Tokyo International Anime Fair on March 24th, 2006 as well. We all know that this film was nominated at the Nihon SF Aisho Award, Grand Prize nominated, as well as the Stages Film Festival Best Animated Film, which The Girl Who Leapt Through Time has won, as well as it won for Animation of the Year at the Japan Academy Prize, as well as Animation of the Year for director Mamoru Hosoda, Best Original Story Work, Script Writing Award for Satoko Okudara, and Achievement in Art Direction for Nizo Yamamoto, Character Design Award for Yoshiyuki Sadamoto at the Tokyo Anime Awards in 2007. Emily Hurst received the Best Performance in a Voiceover Role at the Young Artists Awards in 2009 as well. It won the Animation Grand Award to the year's Most Entertaining Animated Film at the prestigious 61st Annual Mainichi Film Awards. It received Grand Prize in the Animation Division at the 2006 Japan Media Arts Festival. It won the Special Distinction for Feature Film at France's 31st and City International Animated Film Festival on June 16, 2007. It played to full house theaters during a screening in August 2006 at the 9th Cine Manila International Film Festival in Manila, the Philippines, as well. The film has been adapted into a manga by Ranmaru Kotone and was serialized and shown in Ace a few months before the film's theatrical release. It received a 2009 English language release for the Australian region with licensing by Bandai Entertainment and distribution by Madman Entertainment. The manga largely follows the same story as the film with some lightly differences. Notably, the manga opens differently, with Makoto Kano dreaming of the stumbling on Kazuko Yoshiyama and Kazuo Fukamachi, the main characters of the original novel, parting ways, and ends with an epilogue of young Kazuko waking up after Kazuo leaves in her proper time as well. So that's going to be it for my anime review on The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this anime review. It's been a while since I've watched The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, which is a good anime movie from legendary director Mamoru Hosoda, who worked on Wolf Children. Besides, my anime review on The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is getting a lot more better than my movie review on Man on the Moon, Little Miss Sunshine, and Nobody's Fool by Paul Newman, which has got to me, I guess. So anyways, subscribe for content. My anime planet, leave the link in the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook. If you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media, be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review coming up for tomorrow. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime review with doing the Super Love Lotion with the anime review on Tokimeki tonight.
Stay tuned for my next anime review on Tokimeki tonight, because you won't want to miss another anime review.